Hello everyone, I'm SMidi. I speedrun We Play. This is like the game you just saw, but with pointer controls mostly and a little bit of motion rather than fully motion controls. I'm joined by Lane.
Hello. I'm a fan of We Play Fishing.
Yes. well, we'll get there eventually. We're going to start with billiards. Time will not start here. Time will start when I press start over because I would like to save about half a second. So time will start in 3, 2, 1, go.
So, billiards. So the goal of this is to get gold medals in every mini game of all 9 of them.
I'll take a restart because it's a 0 break. Break shot is the first shot, and we want to get a few balls in at least.
Yep. So as you can see here, Mini Head's also gotten another.
We got one.
We got one.
That's good. That's good. I might get 2 here. Oh, I didn't get any. No.
Oh,
it's
no.
fine. It's fine.
Okay. The requirements for gold here are 51 points.
Yes. So we are going for the gold medals. So I'm going to try and do a little bit of clever spin here to try and get both balls. I ended up with a foul, so I'm going to restart.
Okay.
That's unfortunate. So fouls are actually good in this game. If I start off with a decent break shot, then I will be in a good position to get some fouls. This looks like it could be a 2 break. If that doesn't hit the draw of the pocket, it does go in. There we go. This is going to be a tricky one to hit. In fact, I am snookered here. That means I cannot hit this ball. This is a very rare backup shot you're seeing from me here. I barely ever go for these. This probably won't work. And we jumped the ball off the table. It's very funny.
Please note, do not try and attempt this at home.
Yes. So I will try and get both here. A little bit of clever spin. That means the one ball hits into the 4. They both go in the pocket. So 10 shots plus fouls. That means the foul I just got means I only have 9 shots to work with. So I'm just going to line up this shot and hopefully this one goes in. This would be ideal. There we go. And a little bit of good spin to stop that from going in the pocket. This might knock the 8 ball in. Probably not going to. But that is okay. The good thing is, this actually is a dead straight shot. This 5 ball probably won't go in, but the 8 ball will. And I'm having to pull the controller back to actually launch this in. Oh, unfortunate. Yeah, it didn't go back into the 8 ball, so that is a shame. I am going to struggle at this point. I can't hit the 5 ball directly. Yeah, so I'm going to need to take a restart. This is really unfortunate. The good thing with this run is that time starts on start over. So technically speaking, the run just started. So it's absolutely fine.
I don't think they want to do that.
No.
No.
No, unfortunately, this is just how this run can be. This is very, very unlucky. Normally, we get at least an average of about 2 balls in on the break shot. There is 2 right there, as we can see. Usually, we'd be able to go for something called a jump shot, where you deliberately jump a ball off the table. But we haven't really been able to go for that because we've been getting quite unlucky. This is great for the 3 ball. So the 3 ball is next. We need to hit the balls in numerical order so we do not get a foul. And just lining up a good bit of spin there for the 5 ball. Wii Sports does a great job of training you, giving you training games and stuff like that. We Play does not do that. But yeah, spin control is incredibly important in this game as well.
You don't need stabilizers for We Play.
I do.
You don't need stabilizers.
Yeah, I mean, We Play just has a lot of the stuff that was left over from Wii Sports, we think. But yeah, we can do a bit of a top-down view here and do a bit of a shorter, less power shot here. I believe I can jump this ball off the table, which will be easier because I don't have a direct shot on this one. That's fine. That's what I wanted to do.
Task failed successfully.
Yep. And the best thing is I've got a straight shot here for the 9 ball, so that worked out pretty well.
Nice.
And there's our 57. So there we go. That's our first gold medal. A little bit longer than we would have hoped for that to take, but the estimate does accommodate this. Do not panic. Hopefully we will at least be a couple of minutes under estimate. The rest of the games I'm going to play in order. It's just easier to keep up as an audience. But you may notice I'm using 2 controllers in this game, and I need 450 points here. This is an intended thing, actually teased by the Wii message board when you get a specific medal in this game. Because every time you get a medal, you get a Wii message board message. So when I'm finished with this run, I'm going to go back to the Wii menu and it's going to show a bunch of messages. But one of them actually teases that you can use 2 controllers. Now, the other thing is that I'm shooting these purple targets and getting +3 points rather than -3. Now, that is because of a NTSC USA 1.0 exclusive glitch. Similar to the one that Wave had in his Wii Sports run just now. Basically, I can hit these targets and get +3 rather than -3, and it is going to help us a bunch here. So, as you can see, this cycle lasts about 10 seconds. We are shooting as many of these as we can here. Hopefully, we are able to get, lots of progress here. The glitch does give us a lot of room for error. So, at this point now, we will be able to hit the level 3 target simply because it is faster to do so. We also have a combo, which is going to give us bonus points, but at this point, I don't think we'll even need them. We might even be getting platinum in this game because of how well we played in that level 2 there. So at this point, we are trying to hit these as fast as we can. If we hit them fast, we get 5 points. If we don't, we get 3. But we do want to hit them because the level will end once we hit everything. So there you go. That is the final cycle, 524. Yeah, platinum is 600, so we won't be getting platinum, but 450 is gold. And fun fact, we used to think this was 500. Yeah, no one really tested the medal requirements. That was kind of silly until me, like 3 years ago. Me hitting that can saved 0.6 seconds, by the way. Brilliant. A little bit of time save. I mean, it brings us back a little bit from billiards. But at this point, we just have about 20 seconds before our next game if we have any donations or messages.
We do indeed. We have a £15 and 34p donation from Melody, just from the last run, saying 1p per point scored in bowling. Wii Sports and Wii Play are amazing, and that was a load of fun. Thank you, and let's keep going for charity. And that was for the Tanks co-op run, as well as the next 2 donations as well. We have a £5 donation from Ellie Balance Board saying good luck all, and have fun with some Wii Play MIDI. And then our final one is £25 from Nintendo Wii. Why not take a break? You can pause the game by pressing plus.
So right now we're on Find Me, and I hope you like this piano tune because we are going to have to play 60 levels of this one. Technically speaking, this is a legal chat participation game. You can play as an audience, and it would be legal for a speedrun. Shoutouts to Spence and the boys because, yeah, thank you. Yeah, you were right. Yeah, so there is a different objective in every level. For example, there, the Miis are all facing one direction and the others are facing the opposite direction. There are some later on that are slightly different, but for example, where one will step left and the other step right, but we may not actually see that. And this is an incredibly RNG heavy level. We got a bit lucky there where the Miis spawned. A lot of the time they're off screen and you can't even tell which the right answer is. Yeah, there you go. Couldn't quite click that in time. And we're just going to have to wait until they're visible back on screen again. They'll just wrap around. But there are a few strats to this game. This is pretty much a Where's Waldo kind of game, as we have Chewbacca, naturally, as you do, as the right answer. I have these distinct-looking Miis because of Find Me. There is no other reason I have these on my console. And it is because it simply makes them a lot easier to find. So these two lookalikes, this is a really tricky one. I think it's this one. Yeah, there we go. Wow. So, yeah, that just barely seeing the face there. I've played this game for about 4 years now, so I've had that Mii on my console the entire time. So I've kind of got a little bit familiar with the Miis I have on the console. By the way, this second controller is going down. You might see that again if we meet the incentive for Tanks 1P2C later. But here is an escalator level. Fun fact, there is only maximum one. Is it?
It's the one in the middle.
Oh, it is, yes. Yes, you're right, thank you. Cool, yes. This is allowed, by the way. Spence and the boys, 3 people in one room, 2 with sticks, pointing at the screen. This might be Jack Black, yeah. So, of course it is. Yeah, it's Jack Black. There are 2 of them. Right. Oh, it's Shaquille.
Come on,
yes.
find Shaquille O'Neal.
Of course it is. Yeah. Yeah, so that's one of the easier levels. So escalators will only have one correct answer each. So I will always check the one with the fewest Miis first. That just means it's more likely for me to find the right answer. We are coming up to some dark levels as well, which makes this a lot trickier. There are other strats as well. So hat strat, would you like to explain what hat strat is while I'm getting to here?
Where is it on the note? Oh, hat strat. Yeah, so reading comprehension is great. Hang on a second.
Oops. Thank you.
Basically, there's 12 hats for both caps and beanies, so we can make Mii's unique with unique-looking features like that. And we can use it for, say, like Basketball, Bellsprout, or Mike Wazowski. Those type of characters.
We've not actually seen much Mike Wazowski yet. It's surprising. We normally see
We'll find him here.
Yeah. Oh, well,
or another cap guy.
Yeah. So we have a lot of caps. That is another strat. Yeah, as you say, hat strat makes this game so much easier because a lot of features of Mii's are standardized. So things like the heights and their favorite color shirt are not visible in this game because they kind of realized that would be pretty powerful. I knew that was the right answer because of a thing called hitbox strat. So hitbox strat means the correct answer, it has a slightly larger hitbox than the incorrect ones. This one is zooming too fast for me to catch. But the incorrect answers have smaller hitboxes. That means in crowded levels, it is a lot easier for me to find the right answer. So this is a tricky one. And this is actually not on me on my console. It's worth noting that the 20% of the Mii's at least will be randomly generated. So that one was not on my console. However, and there's a question mark with a blue cap on. So yeah, these Mii's that are looking quite unique, those are on my console. It is Find the Mii you're using. I am thinking of the wrong one. So there are 50%, up to 50% of Mii's will be found, will be generated from your Mii channel, or the Mii Plaza specifically, and 30% will be from the Mii Parade. Great level for hitbox strat, by the way. Just go along in a straight line until you find the one that has the larger hitbox. So essentially what that means is we can have up to 80% of the Mii's be from our own creation, and 20% will be randomly generated, which makes this game so much nicer. As I was saying, oh, there we go. Yes, thank you. That was a quick spot. That was really good. Yeah, I did not see that in time. We should do a kart run. We should do a kart run. This one, definitely this one. Yeah, that's another randomly generated one. We're getting a little bit unlucky here. As you can see, we have 2 minutes on the timer. At the end, we are going to need to drain our timer. In other medal runs, there are actually faster strats to do that. So silver and platinum. And here I am going to pick a favorite. Every answer is correct.
Was that really your favorite?
Well, I mean, it's the one that my cursor was on. Anyway, we're going to do hitbox strat here. Didn't quite get it. That is absolutely fine. I'm going to try and do it again here. So if I can work out hitbox strat, we will get it before the clues start playing. There we go, and we got it. So that was the level I was talking about where they step all the same direction except one, and we managed to get hitbox strat, which is great because it speeds us up, and we wouldn't have been able to know the answer before that, which is fantastic. And just before we reach the silver requirement, we have these dark levels, which gets pretty tricky. This is my Mii, but with a blue cap. So there are 2 different caps. There's a cap and a beanie and 12 different colors. So we have a lot to work with. Not as much as newer Nintendo consoles for Mii's, but you know, we work with what we have in this in this game. So this is my Mii, and we finally get back to some easier levels. So I think I've mentioned everything so far. So again, if we have any messages or donations, this is a good time as we come up for these last 20 levels of Find Mii.
Absolutely. I would just like to mention, since you mentioned it earlier, about the incentive we're trying to reach by the end of this run, which is for Tanks Co-op, 1 player, 2 controllers. What ASM is planning to do is, by getting a rubber band, no joke, and strapping 2 controllers together and trying to play tanks. We are currently £315 and 66p away from hitting that incentive. I think we can do it in about 30 minutes if we start getting a hype train going. So if you want to see ASMD just making a new contraption, please get your donations in very soon, folks.
Well, an interesting thing to note with that is that the rubber bands is what I would usually use, but my setup usually would be...
Pink cap.
Or pink cap? Oh, yes. This one, there we go, thank you. Yeah, so I would usually use rubber bands. With this setup, it is going to be slightly harder for me to do that, so I will actually be playing with the controllers separated, which makes it harder, in a way. Oh, hang on. Oh, it was. There we go, yeah. hitbox actually working against me there, so we ended up picking Darth Vader by accident. Only in Find Me. We have Jack Black again. He's on the right-hand escalator. So the rubber bands actually make it easier for me when I'm going fast, but yeah, here with this setup, especially with it being a slightly different setup to my usual one, I will be playing with the controller separated. That kind of makes it a little bit harder in a way, but the good thing is we will actually I will actually be able to lock in with just one controller. But the problem there is that Tanks Co-op does not have a life system. So the moment that is definitely yellow cap. Oh, hitbox strat. Oh no, it's PogChamp. There you go. Yeah, so
that's PogChamp.
So, yeah, well, I mean, it's tricky to do that one. Yeah, so we will find these. This is a bit of a tricky one. Yeah, so as I was saying, Tanks Co-op, you really do want to see that because if we do meet that, then it is pretty much a one-shot kill. There are normally lives in tanks, but if both tanks die on the same mission, it's done. So it's very, very tricky, especially 15 to 20. They are the hardest missions there. So as I was mentioning earlier, in Find Me, there is a slightly faster way to drain the timer in Silver and Platinum. Not here. There was one theorized in level 57 where, because there are 3 sleep heads, you can actually drain your timer 3 times as fast. But the problem with that is, one, you'd be playing the next level with about 11 seconds remaining, which is obviously scary for a marathon. And the second one is, hang on a second, while I find this answer. It's Garfield. There we go. Nice. That was pretty good for a dark level. I had a world record pace run, lose, unfortunately, to level 59 very recently. Hopefully that doesn't happen here. That's Pink Hat. That's not too bad. 6 seconds there is not bad at all. Yeah, so here we can't actually drain our timer fast. So, for example, in Platinum Medals, you can actually hit 2 Miis consecutively on level 80, which is the final one. Is this? No. We have one more level here. Me trying to explain strats while this game is being mean to me is not ideal. That is definitely Rabid. That's hitbox strat. Nice. And we are done. So we are going to have to drain our timer here the manual way. So find the Mii you're using. And fun fact, on the US 1.0 version of the game, for some reason, the light doesn't come on straight away. Someone forgot to pay the electricity bill. But the good thing is we save 4 seconds in load times from playing this version, and we also save time from the NTSC glitch in shooting range. So all of that adds up to about 14 seconds, which is pretty big. Another thing is that for some reason, there are levels in Find Me that have more Miis. For example, this one. In every other in the 1.1 version of this game, they just chopped off that layer of Miis for some reason. I think it's probably because of this glitch in level 61, where the light doesn't come on, and it actually isn't a thing in those versions because of that. So moving on now, we have table tennis, and I'm actually going to need to lock in a bit for this because this is going to be tricky. If I fail this, then there is pause buffering, but I'd rather not.
So the requirement for table tennis in here is to rally with your opponent 100 times. Now, obviously, when you're trying to make a rally, you need to make it as easy as possible. Someone didn't get that memo to the CPU, obviously. So you are having to react. It's a reactionary test to whether it will move left, right, or in the center. It's essentially random, but at some points there can be patterns to it. Unfortunately, for this run, it's not going to happen because the only meaningful ones are happening during the Platinum run between about 180 to 200, roughly speaking. I think it's 186 to be dead on.
Yep.
Holding the paddle closer is also saving a lot of time. If you want to play it safe, you can pull back. You also don't want to get too close because you will cause a net and you'll just throw your run.
Yeah, we'd have to restart the whole thing if we use this combo. Me playing close to the net, shouts to the time I got a 7-ball billiards break and freaked out because that was the second time in recorded history it had ever happened. I ended up getting bronze medals world record, but I lost 4 seconds in table tennis because I played so slowly because I was so stressed that I would fail. So yeah, it's a tricky one. Technically here, I do want to play close to the net, but also I would rather not lose 2 minutes. So that is it.
And that is it. Nice work.
So we have another gold medal, and the next game in our list is Pose Me. So this one, we start to get to the games where we can twist the Wii Remote, and it will do different things. So here we need 800 points to get this one, and for me to play fast here, I will need to lock in once again.
So the way Pose Me works is that you have 3 unique shapes, and you'll have to change your shape accordingly, depending on how the bubble is laid out. You also need to physically move and twist your Wii Remote, as Midi is demonstrating here for us. And while that, you have a lovely background scenery, as you can see, of nice raindrops. Don't let the bubbles drop. You have 3 lives in this game, and as soon as it touches the line...
Waves?
Don't know the waves.
Lines? I don't know.
What are they? Also, don't look at the birds. They're just a distraction. So, at the end of the day, you just don't want to do that. However, there is a strat involved where you're getting it dangerously close to the edge.
I'm actually going to do a strat here called Pose Meaty. I'm going to drain a life. This is fast. It will save 2 seconds. It's totally worth losing a life and playing risky for this. I won't do it twice, though, because that would be incredibly scary. Basically, every time you lose a life, the pattern in the level resets. So as you can see, we're getting some easy bubbles that don't keep twisting around all of a sudden. So that is ideal. You get 24 easy bubbles. Doing it 2 times is really risky, because obviously you're playing the entire rest of the game on 1 life, and also it doesn't save as much time because we don't really get enough time to pop more bubbles. You only get 30 seconds per level, so you can't actually finish the levels quicker per se, but you can get more points because there must always be a bubble on the screen. So at this point we've popped enough bubbles, and there are only 3 different ways the bubbles will be appearing, left, middle or right. So this is a nice way to start farming some points again here. As long as I don't drop any bubbles, we'll get a perfect bonus, and that is 5 times the level number. So we are hoping to finish this by level 10, I believe. I kind of forget which it is because there are 4 different medal runs, and I seem to run a lot of them all at the same time. Although this is the main one I've been playing recently to practice. But here we are now starting to need to change poses during the level, so game gets a little bit harder now. And there are patterns to some of these, but they are a little bit tricky to work out. There are some players who are much better than me. Shoutouts to Arrel, who is actually going to be running Gimmick later in the event. Great game, you should definitely watch that.
And play it.
Yes, and play it. Yes, play it. I haven't played it. Should I play it?
Yes.
Yes, I should play it.
This is the demand now.
Yes, I should play it. Well, anyway, she is the only person to have hit a level 2 Pose Me bronze medal exit. That is getting 150 points and losing all 3 lives in Pose Me. She's the only person to do it, and she's hit it twice. So she is really, really good at this. Also, Murasaki, my main rival in medal runs, he actually owns gold medals right now. I own bronze, silver, and platinum. Yeah, he currently holds gold medals on the inferior version of the game, no less. He has a really good gold medals time. He saves time over me in Pose Me because he can actually finish an entire level earlier than me in platinum. As for me, I actually had my best ever Pose Me in my golds PB very recently, but the chance of that happening are very low. I locked in the entire time there, and I had a point to spare. So yeah, he just does it like it's a breeze. People that are good at Pose Me, like, this is not the most important game for time saving here. I would say Find Me, Billiards, and Tanks are the big ones. So we've already played 2 of those. But yeah, Pose Me, you can save a little bit of time if you are really fast, and if you're a Tash, you could probably save about 2 minutes. But unfortunately, we're not Tash, so we can't do that. But yeah, we are getting to these trickier levels now. I should mention as well, rainbow bubbles can appear and they stop time. So if that happens, they will also stop that 30-second timer I was talking about. Once that 30-second timer is up, the bubbles stop spawning. But if there is a rainbow bubble that we pop, that can last up to 10 seconds, and that will prolong our game. So if we pop that, we would want to pop all the visible bubbles at that point as soon as possible to skip the rest of that 10-second time loss. So this is the level where they are virtually guaranteed to appear. There it is. So I'm going to wait a little while. I'm not going to pop it straight away. So I'm just going to get that, and actually did that pretty quickly. We might get another one here. Oh, that's a low spawn. That is unfortunate. I'm going to need to pop that quite quickly. Yeah, getting close to the waves there, but not quite hitting it. Stopping the timer a little bit earlier than that 10 seconds, not too bad. So sometimes you actually want to play out that rainbow quite quickly and prolong the level if you think that you could get an earlier level exit, for example, like if you think you could finish a level earlier than you usually do. But yeah, for me, I'm just going to pop them whenever I usually do. And here we're spinning the controller upside down. Although you might notice, if you can see my controller, that I'm not holding the controller upside down. That's just because of some Wii Remote jank, where having an upside down input in the game isn't actually holding it upside down. I'm holding it at a 90-degree angle. It kind of gets a little bit strange picking up the Wii Remote upside down, so I feel like that's probably why they opted to make the twisting a little bit more generous than it is. But yeah, coming up with the rest of this level, and we are going to need to play a few more points on this next one. And I probably will lose a life slightly earlier than 800, just to speed this up a tiny bit. But we are coming towards the end of this game. So I'll lose a life here, and the pattern will reset, and we go back to here. And there's our 800, so that is the end of Pose Me. Coming up next, we have Laser Hockey.
Also known as Pong 2007.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we got table tennis already. We now have a Pong game. There is a little distinction where you can twist the Wii Remote in this one. I will show off the Easter egg where you can change them to circle paddles. No, we're not going to use them. They're terrible. You get no control with them. I think the score world record with those is 11, and we need 10 points here. So as you can see, I'm hitting with the side of the paddle, gives a bit of a speed boost, and we can kind of cheese the CPU a little bit. We can't do this the whole time, though. We're going to need to build a bit of a rally, and the rally in this game will also speed up the ball. So the more goals we score, the faster the CPU is going to get, so this can get really tricky. And you know what? At this point, Find Me did take a while. Do we fancy me doing a score run here just to see how far I can get? It does lose a little bit of time, but, you know, it saves us sitting here and having like a 70-second countdown of nothing. Do we want to see a score run?
Oh, yeah.
We want to see a score
run.
We
want to see one.
Let's do it. 4x3 is slightly suboptimal compared to 16x9. I'm playing 4x3 because it's faster for tanks. We will find that out later on. But as you can see, hopefully going to get this. Not quite. CPU's really well defending here. There we go. Nice. So we got our 10. As long as we win the game, we don't need to win by 10. We just need to win with 10. So that should be good. Squeezing past the CPU there. And while I build up... Oh, go on.
Speaking of the aspect ratio, would, by any chance, Pose Me be affected by it as well?
Yeah, there are other games that are affected by it. Generally speaking, it's only tanks that saves the bulk of the time. We save about a minute. That's fine. So for the score run, the CPU goals don't count, which is great. But unfortunately, it does reset the rally. So all it does is it loses us a few precious seconds for us to score that there. Usually, I'd be hitting the back of the paddle to end this game. But here, I'm not going to be doing that. Platinum here is 14, by the way, so it would be nice to hit that.
Oh, yeah.
But while we're waiting here... hang on. Let me just get to 14. Oh, that's unfortunate.
You to 14, not the CPU, right?
Well, hopefully not, because otherwise I wouldn't be getting the gold medal. Let's see if I can get this. There we go.
Yeah!
So we got 35 seconds to wait here. Do we have any messages or donations?
We do indeed. We have a £5 donation from Juppy that says, "Good luck on the run, Mitty. So glad to see you on the big stage. Big love from Boom."
Yeah.
We have a £10 and 20p donation from Alaska saying, "Sending more cheers for the two runners, Mitty and Wave. Let's do tanks and let's see if we can meet the final boss, Michael from Wii Fit." And we have a £5 donation from Union601 that says, "The Union would like to see this rubber band strap. £5 train go." And they are all for the tanks co-op 1 player 2 controller incentive. So that puts us now at, let me double check, £204 and 54p. So we need another 295 and 46p. So if we do get that train going, we will hit that very soon, folks. We don't have too much long left. So I say, why don't you donate £5 and tell us what your favourite We Play minigame is?
It's fishing!
Fishing!
It's what is on my shirt. So, we need 2,300 here, and immediately the touchy fish is dashing around the pond. That will do about a lap and a half of the pond whenever it dashes around, and it just does that whenever it panics, basically. So you have a 100-second time limit here. We are going to play a little bit safe. Every time we catch a fish, the timer pauses by about 3 seconds. A bonus fish, it will pause for about 3.5. So the bonus is touchy fish, so I would really like to capitalize on this.
Now, each fish has a unique number of bites it takes. The easier fishes to take will have a lower score. So, for instance, the plain old fish will only take 2 bites, but you'll only get 50 or 60 points, depending on the size of the fish. The nibbler will take 3, and you'll get about 90 to about 120. Touchy fish will take 4, and also do not agitate it. Otherwise, it will do that lap and a half. Good luck.
Doing it here deliberately to make it go in a good spot. It's going to go to the top of the pond. Intentional.
I hope.
Oh, it was.
So yeah, and touchy fish you can get anywhere from about 150 I've had as low
150 to 200.
to 200. Now there are some special fish that will spawn. One will guarantee to be seeing later. The other one has a random chance of spawning, and that's our good old friend, the mystery fish.
Yeah, we haven't had any mystery fish spawns yet, but yeah,
if
25% chance.
Yep. But if we grab the king of the pond here, which is another special fish, within 10 seconds, there is a 100% chance that the good old mystery fish spawns in.
And we're going to end with the mystery fish because it is going to spawn about now. About now.
I hope.
About now. I hope so.
Yay!
There it is.
And it
There we
only
go.
takes 2 bites, and you get a good chunk of score.
Yeah, we got kind of unlucky there. So every time I caught the small fry loses 50 points, so I wasn't catching those, but they're the only fish you can despawn from the pond yourself. So every time I despawned it, I was trying to spawn in more good fish for me to catch, but every time it just kept on spawning more small fry, so we got a little bit unlucky there. But yeah, pretty decent game. Coming up is a very, very quick game before we get to the game everyone's here for, let's face it. Everyone loves the last game.
I was here for fishing.
Cutscene skip, by the way, that saves 1 second. And I'm going to do hopefully a start boost that saves 0.9 seconds. No, I didn't. Theon, I'm sorry, Theon. Theon would be disappointed in me. Shout out to Theon. And plenty of other top score runners of this.
Shout out again to Arl.
Yeah. So, yeah, there are ILs for this single track. This is pretty much just like Mario Kart, but you're playing
on a cow.
motion control. Well, you're playing on a cow. Yeah, I mean, motion controls, which is weird for Wii Play as well, because most of it's pointer. But here, we have 300 Scarecrow points available to us. I'm going to do a drift there. Yes, a drift on a cow. And hopefully, I can do it again. There we go. And if you listen in, you can even hear it. So there is a drift there. There is a corner you can cut here. It skips 30 points. But yeah, it's a tricky one. It only leaves me about 5 points of leniency. So we're going to go for a perfect game here. This seems pretty good to me. 333 with no start boost is not bad. That's the equivalent of a 334.
That's really good.
Yeah. And something here I might as well mention, something called score skip. So we haven't mentioned it yet, but basically we skipped the high score animation there. That was because I have a save file that took me about 8 hours to set up. You don't need to if you're trying to get into this game. Don't worry, you can use a guest me. Yeah, basically by using that file, you can actually skip the high score animation by having a bunch of high scores without unlocking the medal. But it's a convoluted setup. But it saves 28 seconds, so it's pretty good. Moving on to tanks, though, there's a lot to explain here. Now, the different tanks will have different characteristics. We're also going to see lots of different map layouts and stuff like that. We get 5 bullets and 2 mines. Every time one of them pops and is no longer on the screen, we instantly reload them. Nice, we got lucky there with the grey tank went that way. The main thing I should mention is that greys and teals are defensive, so I really want to prioritize those. They're not the largest threat, but they are to our speedrun because they could lose us a lot of the time depending on the map. So brown tanks don't move, grey tanks do move. They both don't shoot very often, but we're about to see something pretty difficult. This is the teal tank. These are also defensive. I'm going to do a couple of rebound shots, and as you can see, they fire double speed bullets. They have rocket bullets. This is not the worst that it gets. So I'm going to just do some rebounds. The reason I'm doing rebounds is because my bullets can rebound once. Once they hit a second wall, I will instantly reload them. So if I missed it there like I did, it's fine, because I just have 5 bullets back again. It's all good. And we have our bonus lives, which is great. We're not going to have that luxury in Tanks 1P2C if it gets met. Yeah, here just doing some rebounds, hoping that hits, barely avoiding that bullet there. And yeah, thankfully, those tanks can go the top shelf and just go all the way around. They will pretty much go the opposite direction that I'm heading in. So thankfully, that didn't happen there. We can pretty much guarantee we hit that bottom tank as long as I don't mess up the spray shots that I did there. And another thing, that looked very scary, but the good thing is teal tanks are very predictable with where they shoot. So we can actually pretty much move perpendicular to where they are, and we won't get hit. This is an incredibly RNG heavy mission. It's mission 8. That was really, really lucky, but also well played, I guess. Yellow tanks get 4 mines, so they can pretty much lay a bunch of mines, and every time an enemy mine goes down, that pretty much acts as an invisible wall. Now, I couldn't see that mine at the bottom there. That was very sneaky. That's because this game is 2.5 dimensional. So I do have to listen to the sound effects to be able to hear those. But yeah, yellow tanks, basically every time an enemy tank lays a mine, all the other enemy tanks will think, hang on a minute, I'm not going near that. I don't want to give you a free kill here. Pink tanks, by the way, they have 3 bullets, but they will shoot very quickly, so they're a bit harder to deal with. That's not too bad. So we get another bonus life here, and yeah, I think it's a good time for messages or donations.
We have a £28 donation from Tabletop that says remote grip. If people want to see this exact run, or this exact minigame, sorry, done with 2 emotes strapped together, you need to get your donations in because we are very close to the end. This is the minigame you will be seeing. So if you want to get, if you want to see a little bit more of replay, you need to get your donations in right now.
All right, thank you so much. The next tank we are introduced to is the green tank. Now, these look pretty harmless, but if they do shoot a bullet at us, we are going to see that they shoot bullets that rebound not once, but twice. Well, we didn't get to see it there because I was too quick, but we will see it. They are the only ones that have 2 rebounds. There are some tanks mods to this game as well that are great that I would really recommend checking out that make this game even harder than it already is. But there it can be even more difficult. Yeah, yellow tank just laying a mine for its own demise. Ooh, I got stuck on the wall there and I got lucky. So as you can see, yellow tank's actually trapped itself in the corner because of its own mines. And here, yeah, teals don't have mines, so we can just get through this. That's fine. And we're all good. So, other things to mention, as I said, 4x3 is faster in tanks because of the map layouts being smaller. So, yeah, good spray there. We instantly get our bullets back, and I'm going to try and deal with this quickly. I'm going to do a little bit of a rebound shot here to try and hit this quicker. And while that happens, we're going to go around this side and hit this tank. Oh, that was close. That saves a few seconds. I often just skip doing that in PB attempts because so often I miss it. If I die, I lose 8.5 seconds on the spot in gold medals. Any other run, we would need to technically lose all our lives by the end anyway. In gold medals, it's a very different speedrun because the game instantly ends at 20 missions. So every time you take a death, you instantly lose 8.5 seconds, which is pretty bad for us here. And we've just been introduced to purple tanks. They're very similar to pinks, but they have the same loadout as us. 5 bullets and 2 mines. So I am going to do a couple of... Ooh, I wasn't expecting that to hit the wall there. That's fine. Yeah, that was tricky. That's okay, though. That's me trying to speed up on this purple tank. So... yeah, I'm going to try my best to take out... Ooh, rare purple tank mine. They do have mines, they just don't lay them very often. There we go. So if I get out of the way of a tank, it will stop shooting, generally speaking, but they don't always do that. So I would like to just shoot a couple of extra bullets. And here I'm going to go for something called Impossible Shot. I'm going to try and hit the top left corner from the middle. It is pretty much impossible. That might... Oh, that was close. You know what? We'll sit here for a little bit, see if I can get it. No, didn't quite get it. That's fine. There we go. We got it. So it's an incredibly precise angle to hit that. It saves you going back round at the end, so it saves a couple of seconds. Very, very difficult to hit, though, if you are moving along. I mean, while you're still moving, it's pretty much like a frame-perfect kind of trick. Whoa, that hit me, okay. Talking of frame-perfect tricks, something we're not going to see here, but in all the other medal runs, it is a time save called frame-perfect death. Whoa, shooting a straight bullet? Normally they try and rebound them. Okay, right, let's... You know what? Let's show off the other strat. We're going to do this. It's also going to force the purple to go back round again because it treats it as an invisible wall. They kind of go into a bit of a panic mode whenever there's a mine there. So, yeah, we can kind of manipulate them a little bit, and we're hopefully going to see that in the next mission. But yeah, when starting out in this game, you can play in 16:9. I did actually start out when I first started running this game back in 2021 by playing... Oh, that's going to be tricky. This tank is getting pretty difficult to deal with. Great mine by the CPU there, though. It means I'm going to be able to take those tanks out very, very quickly. That one is going to get manipulated to stay in place. I'm going to put that mine down, and it's just going to stay...
Oh!
Whoa! Okay. Well, apparently I'm going to die to my own mine. Well, that's unfortunate. But that's okay. So we're just going to need to work our way around here. This is probably the last chance of the run for messages or donations.
We would just like to thank everyone for watching UKSG. We are here in Glasgow, and we hold our UKSG events 3 times a year. We hold red, green, right now, and blue. At roughly about 4 months apart from each other. UKSG Green is our 4-day event. So if you wish to come along, but maybe you can't justify it, green is your chance to make it. Our other 2 events, red and blue, are 2 days, and they happen usually in January and September, so...
Sorry, time is coming up in about 2 seconds on the banner. Time!
So if you wish to also attend them, mark it in your calendars. And GG!
Thank you so much. Yeah. Well, it's a rough start in billiards, wasn't it? But we recovered it, and we're under estimate. So yeah, pretty good. That's all the gold medals completed. Yeah. Well, and a couple of platinums for good measure. So that was We Play. There are lots of different runs in this game. I'm not going to just promote. Listen, I love medal runs, but there are other games. All Games is a speedrun in here where you simply beat all of the games once. That involves gaming over in Find Me in 10 seconds, gaming over in Table Tennis in 5 seconds. But it's a good place to start. And you've also got bronze medals, which is a really popular category. If you're looking to get into this game, join the Wii Series Speedrunning Discord. Same for Wii Sports that Wave was running as well. We are about to host Wii Series Olympics 2026. It was a huge hit last year. We are hosting it again this year. We have prizes on offer and everything. You can run any game except Wii Chess. Wii Chess isn't really... It's not really viable for a competitive event. But every other game is in there.
What do you mean chess is not viable for competitive?
Well, it's not great for the speed runs, unfortunately. I mean, the defeats... Maybe we should do Wii Chess defeat in next Wii Series Olympics in 2027. It's a 10-second speed run. You can just do the Fool's Mate, and that's just it. Well, we were at the end of our run. Did we meet the Tanks 1P2C incentive?
Unfortunately, we did not.
Aww.
That is unfortunate. Well, I mean, I guess it gets us back on schedule a little bit, so it's not too bad. But thank you all so much for donating towards that, regardless. I'm SMidi. If you'd like to see runs of this from me, I'm going to keep grinding this until hopefully I get world record back. World record is a 3550. I have a 3603. And it is a big grind. I have about 4,000 resets, and about 4,000 of them are to billiards. So it can be rough. But yeah, you can find me on Twitch at SMidi. Lane, where can they find you?
They can find me on speedrun.com at web2000. They can also find the links to my socials on my speedrun.com page. Yay.
That's it. Thank you so much. I'll be back. And I'll be back again on Saturday with the new Super Mario Bros. DS, which will be a race against Crazy Yo, which I'm sure will be a fantastic run. I better get practicing for that. Yeah, back to the host. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We are going to go to a quick intermission as we set up for our next game, which is the Pokemon Crystal Randomizer, so please don't go anywhere.